Alrighty, welcome to a new segment that I've decided to create called Dingo's Debrief. Name is currently pending. I haven't sort of decided what I want to do yet. So, Tinkerbell is here with me. First stream, IRL stream, first, like actually being more involved in what I want to do. It was a bit of a hack job set up for this session. I wanted to make it a different environment, different experience than me just sitting on the chair and having her beside me having a chat. So, VOD watchers and lurkers, hope you enjoy. And whoever decides to pop up during this, by all means, I would love you to get involved and have a chat with us. However, there is no major concern if you don't want to be a part of this, because this is more of a YouTube recording anyhow. We're just doing it live so that you can, make an appearance on YouTube videos and whatnot. So, pop it up again. So, this isn't going to be an everyday thing. This isn't going to be an every second day thing. I'm not sure how often I'm going to be doing one of these, but the idea is I want to make it as a recap, even more like a what have I been up to.
We've had a pretty big 24 hours.
Well, it has been a very big 24 hours, so this is deserving of a debrief at the moment. Allows us to get some stuff off our chest. Allows you to get stuff off your chest if you have the same feelings for the situation that we have had feelings for. So, right. Okay, so first off the rank, we'll probably have notes next time. Alright, so recording equipment for future plans. So, we had Zim today, before he went to bed, tell us that the audio was popping in that. And if you're interested, you can actually have a look at the most recent clip. And yeah, the audio was shocking. So, that's a bit of a concern for us, because there's not much I could have done. I can't fix it. Right? The phone holder I'm using holds the phone great. But every time a bump on the road, and we have shitty roads, but every time we have bumps on the road, it always jerks the phone holder a little bit, and it was creating pops and bangs all the time. So until further notice, or until we can reach a donation goal, or I can put money towards it and we can get this ball rolling, there's not much I can do. I won't worry about doing road streams. I could probably do road recordings and just do them muted. Otherwise, if you do want to be involved in road streams, my best suggestion would be I'm muted all the time up until I need to say something. I then unmute, I talk, and then put it back on mute. Because otherwise you just hear pop, 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 wind and car noise. And
Yeah, interact in the chat, and then you'll interact back, and then
I
just put it back on.
I'm going to turn you up a little bit because you're still a bit quiet.
Oh my.
Yeah, you need to talk a bit louder. So, we'll try that amount, and we'll see if that's any better.
Yeah, so just interact in the chat, and you'll unmute you and talk to you, and then just enjoy the ride while it's on mute. It was pretty janky, pretty uncomfortable to listen to, really.
Yeah, well, even I cancelled the stream basically straight after I heard it, and I wasn't happy with it, and I wouldn't want anyone else to want to listen to it and be frustrated with the quality I'm putting out. I'm trying to give you good quality, but there's only so much I can do, sadly. So yeah, for anyone who's missed that first question, or anyone that's watching this back, I don't know, just leave me a message on Discord. You can join Discord, !! Discord. You'll get a link to join in, and then just send me your feedback on that. Just like, I don't know, #1, and then your answer, what you think. about my first question, and we'll do that. So hashtag 2345 as I go through my bulletin points. Second section. Okay, so the trip. So just touching on the trip, we did go all the way to Shepparton. I was telling people that we were going to Horsham. Which is further, Horsham or Shepparton?
They're in different directions. So
But they're about the same.
oh, give and take, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so anyway, I don't feel like such a stupid person thinking I'm going to Horsham and we're going to Shepparton. But anyway, so we went to Shepparton for a funeral, if you weren't already aware. So with the streams being either not available when you're expecting me to be there, that's why. We did do a few different things during the day, but not worth recording because they were only short stints. But I do have some things that I want to show you throughout this debrief anyway. So we'll move on to the next one, unless Cheryl Lee, you have anything you want to say? By the way, her name is Cheryl Lee. Prefer to be called Tinkerbell, unless it's the other way around.
Don't call me
No, you tell me what you want.
We'll start with Tinkerbell in here.
Alright, Tinkerbell live stream, alright. Tinkerbell, Dingo, chill back, relax, have a can, relax and whatnot. So anyway, did you have anything you want to talk about, Tinkerbell?
Not yet.
Not yet? Alright,
Not
so, okay, fucking traffic. I hate driving through Melbourne, regardless, right? Melbourne is... I'm sure you have got towns from where you're from, where you can probably have like nightmare stories about traffic. Part 1. It's not called part 1. It's just the first part of the video of our stream. The amount of dickheads on the road. People that are unable to achieve the maximum posted speed they're allowed to do. Or they're in the fast lane, which is like on our streets. It's the right road, not the left. Left being the slow lane, and then over in America, you know, you've got everyone driving on the right hand side. So then your fast lane would be your left, and then the shoulder being the slow lane. So when people are driving really slowly, and they're in the fast lane or in an overtaking lane, you're not allowed to undercut them, right? You can overtake them if it's got an extra lane, but when I'm passing them in the slow lane, doing 100 kilometers an hour, or 60 mile an hour, thereabouts, they either need to get off the road because they can't see in the dark, maybe, or they're just not a confident driver. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't drive anywhere, but those shoulders allow them to catch their breath. And if they're scared or something like that, they can move over and park. Right? They can take a moment. But they just slow down traffic and it creates congestion. And traffic has memory. Like I remember a couple of moments where we were slowing down but no one had brakes on up ahead of us. It's just because someone slowed down one time. And so every car after that keeps slowing down in that one spot. Do you have anything you want to put in?
Oh no, you're the driver. You're the one.
I know I was driving, but do you have any opinions on the people in the cars and their bullshit?
Oh yeah, no, I get really aggravated with when you're being correct and staying in the left lane and you're gaining on someone and you know you're eventually going to pass them.
Yeah.
And some hero moves out to the right before you, gets up beside you and boxes you in, and you're then unable to actually go around the vehicle that you were coming up to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that one always gets me.
Yeah, it's pretty shit, isn't it? But yeah, we had like, I don't know, we had...
I had a scary moment heading onto the Hume. We had like 5 trucks, all...
Oh, there were trucks, like, as I was saying during the first section of the stream, trucks actually are speed limited to 100 kilometre an hour. They're not allowed to go over. It might even restrict them down to 99 kilometres an hour. Like, they cannot touch or go over 100. So when they're overtaking cars, like, get out of the way. And then some of them are taking, like, a minute to overtake, right? Another truck. But what can they do? They're pinging the red line right now. They cannot go any faster than 100 kilometers an hour. And then when you've got a truck over here on the left, in the slow lane, right? But then they start doing 100. You've got two trucks just going beside each other the entire time. But generally, north of Melbourne and all the way up to Queensland, truckies are so much more respectable when it comes to other drivers on the road. They generally make sure that their high beams are off. They don't like, oh, I can't say this, I'm going to keep the high beams on. They don't, what's another one? They even flash to let the other truckie know that they've got enough clearance now to overtake. There's so much more common courtesy out there than there are for the vehicles and the drivers of cars. And, big ups to them. They're keeping the products moving around Australia. Same with, moving around in America and all of that. Like, I don't know if I need to touch on that anymore. So I've got some photos. Some fun things we did. Okay, so I'm just going to get me photos up here so you can see. This one here, this was the, what was it actually?
That's Spider Cow.
No, that's not Spider Cow.
Oh no, sorry, that's...
No, that's Flash Cow.
Flash Cow.
That's the Flash Cow. So, yeah, we have the Flash.
Apologies. Spider Cow is a thing. I don't know if he still exists, but he was a thing at one point.
Yeah, but we got the Flash Cow. Right, and then that's just a barcode. So if you want to scan that, it'll actually give you information and show you probably even more cows that we didn't see there because they've been relocated. So if you do want to scan it, scan away or clip it, and you'll be able to scan it at your leisure at any time to suit you. Then we got Lion Cow in the background, in the foreground. And then we got Australian Cow. And I don't know if you've seen the special cow that I haven't highlighted to you yet, but it's coming. And maybe you haven't seen it. Maybe it's, hiding. And then we got Turtle Cow over there, plus another cow. I'm not sure what that one was, but it's pretty floral. Anyway, most of them are all dressed up. Alright, the Shepparton Goulburn Valley. So this is a little bit more information about it. I don't know if I can zoom in on that image to give you that barcode, but you'll probably be able to scan that one too from this image. Then we got the Hippie Cow. I like this one, it looks really good. But I'm not sure who painted them, but anyway, it exists. And then we got Pirate Cow. Reminded me of Captain Jack Sparrow. It's got the actual sword with the eye patch. It was pretty cool. That's another axis. That's another angle of it. I don't suppose you've seen the other cow I'm talking about yet. And then here's another one with the flowers and the yellow cow in the background. Bananas in Pyjamas. Here in Australia, we had a television show called Bananas in Pyjamas. There was B1, B2, and the Three Bears. Anyway.
Morgan.
Morgan, I don't remember their names. Do you remember their names?
Morgan and two girls. And then you had Rat in the Hat.
Rat in the Hat, yeah. Oh, he was Sly. But anyway, we had Wiki QR code there so you can get some information about Bananas in Pyjamas. A reference to Bananas in Pyjamas, Australian Broadcast Channel cartoon show, and that's Banana Cow.
Well, it's a cartoon show now. It was a puppet, like adults in... Yeah,
it was a costume show, but yeah. Why is there stop virtual camera? I haven't got virtual camera on. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, then we had... Oh, that's a skeleton cow, yep. There's me with the May Delete, maybe. I don't know. And then Strawberry Cow. But what I didn't highlight... I didn't actually take a photo.
Of him?
No. Let me go back. I'll show you. Let me go back. Going to be hard to see now. But if you look just past Pirate Cow, there's a Where's Wally Cow. So if you know Where's Wally... Let me just see if I can zoom right in here a bit. So right there, we got a Where's Wally cow right in front of the other one. He even had the googly eyes and everything. So.
And that's only a snippet of the cows that are available. There's actually a
There's even more cows in the next town.
And actually on outlying towns as well. It's actually a trail that you can
scan this QR code and you will go to the movement.
Spend a day doing.
Yeah, exactly right. So, yeah, we saw some cows, and that was pretty fun. So this is the lake that is in Shepparton. I reckon it has to be man-made, I reckon, because it just has that sort of perfectly lined out, goes around a mountain perfectly, so it was probably man-made, but like you pointed out, it might have been a swamp or a pre-swamp.
So it was probably going to be unusable ground, so they turned it into a beautification and park area.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that one. And this is just how close you could get to the native birds. Like, they don't like you, but they're not trained or like genetically feared, but fear us.
Are they one of the protected ones that we hate during mating season, or is it different?
The plovers? No, that was just a local water bird. Yeah.
Because there was some of them floating around too, wasn't there?
Real tiny, and like I'm standing on the footpath from that position. Like, that's not mega zoomed or anything. That's just standard 1x1 zoom. So, yeah, that was cool. Then we got another big wide shot of it, and it looks perfect too. And they've got these signs that are like, here's boating rules on how to do it. Like, they do have a boat ramp, but it's more for, like you were saying, kayaks or whatever. And they do their, like, racings and whatnot. But, yeah, I don't understand the reason why they had to have a boating rule when there's no boat access. But, yeah, another nice shot. Tinkerbell does have her own photos as well, so you'll be able to check them out. I don't know if she's putting them on YouTube or she's doing them in her Discord group or whatnot, but there'll be some there, or even video or whatnot.
Links and information will all be available in the description.
Here, these stones right here. I'm going to zoom in on this, buggers. So these things here are in the exact same position as the Chinese star of the turtle. So these actually came from a very famous lake over in China. That these rocks were shipped or flown over or whatever, and they were put in this pond. I can't remember what the story was now.
They were donated by a town, and they came from in '88.
No, that was pretty cool. Like, they've got this whole memorial plaque, and there's a bridge behind it as well.
What I was actually really impressed with is that for someone that's the self-confessed trivia queen, this is something that Damien actually knew without reading he saw the picture on the side of the information and basically told me what it was before we read the information. So you knew what it was.
Well, I knew it was some sort of star thing just because of the way the stones were laid out. It looked intentional, not like they just placed it in there for the pond to make it look good.
And then there was a picture.
Then we noticed that, yeah, it was actually a symbol of a star, but the star that is the turtle. So that big pole in the middle, that is its back. The one at the front, the very far left one, that is its head, and every other piece would be its leg. And a tail, which is just behind me. But no, I thought that was pretty cool and pretty, I don't know, like, it was just nice to know that.
Can't verify, but I think it might be that whole sister city thing too.
Oh, yeah.
That a lot of towns in Australia have a sister city in China.
Yeah, well, and the Cobden one, which we've got a sister city in.
That's Warrnambool, but yeah.
No, the one where it's Canada.
Oh yeah, they're sort of sister. They're the different Cobdens around. Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
But
they're different Cobdens around.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, that's that. Just another shot. This is what I said when I said one shot and not multiple shots next time. So yeah, just another shot, different angle. Now, this one I really like. This is my personal photo. So these lions are genuine. They came from the same location as the turtle stones. So they are legit.
They are literally behind. So I was standing at those to take that other photo.
Yeah, so if you turned around from this shot, you're looking at the turtles. The turtle stones. And I'm just sitting in the back, you know. I thought that was nice. Like, I'm not the centre of the image, but I wanted to be in the image. And so that's why I intentionally had this photo shot with me just, you know, I'm there, but I'm not the main focus. It's almost like I have, like, some sort of photo talent or something. And here's a close-up shot.
Yeah, I did my close-ups and next shot.
Anyway, and then here is the bridge without me. So when I stood here and I had a look at this angle, right, I thought to myself, for some reason, I thought to myself, Sleepless in Seattle. And yeah, this shot I took just by itself, but then after sitting there thinking about it for a while, I wanted to get my own shot. So here's my own shot. So I'm just sort of leaning over the fence. Let me just zoom in for everyone in case it's hard to see. But yeah, I'm just sort of leaning in. I'm there once again, but it's not the main focus. I just wanted to be in a shot.
It's more of a memory thing.
Exactly.
Instead of just taking the photo and having what you had, it's you in the photo.
Yep.
Now, there's a bit of a regret here. I reckon we didn't take one of me at all.
Oh, if you wanted one, we could have given you one.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. But that's not who or what I'm really good at doing. I was actually very lucky to pull my phone out. I was more being present with another member of our family than trying to actually get content as well. This was a family day, and we just did little bits and pieces and sort of just hung out for an hour or two and got a little bit of things for us to talk about.
And this is what we had for lunch today. That's where we lean on to the next topic of discussion. It's probably out of order, but regardless, it's in here.
It's not out of order. We just are glossing over the bit in between.
Yeah, which is the funeral. So we're not going to touch on that too much. But if you've ever been to a funeral, it doesn't change much. Following the funeral, I had the chicken palmy with chips and salad, as you can see. Now, we paid 30 Australian dollars for this, right? And I'm a bit of a connoisseur when it comes to the chicken palmies. I've had chicken palmies from a lot of places. Now, one thing that the bistros at the RSLs, which is what's the abbreviation of RSL?
Return Servicemen's League.
Return Servicemen's League. So it's basically a pokies / restaurant /
which is what they are
hangout
now.
joint for return services, like your military services. Well, it's almost like the Rotary Club, which we have here in Australia as well, which is just a group that do charities and support, but the RSL is the support for those returning service military people that was back in the day. Now it's just more of a, you know, they're funded by us, and I don't know, maybe they return money to charity, military charities or something.
Well, that's why they have the Anzac Day badges and the
of course they do. Yes.
In November. So here in town, they're actually having the car show that they support the RSL with, actually in line with Remembrance Day in November.
Yeah.
So Remembrance Day is actually picked as the day they chose for the end of World War I, which is the 11th of November.
Right.
So in the weekend leading up to that, there's a car show in town down the street in the main square, where the actual war memorial is actually held, which is where we stood on Anzac morning.
Yeah.
Which is Anzac morning, if you don't know the Australian-New Zealand history of war and stuff, is the day they landed at Gallipoli and were...
Marched the Key.
and were ambushed and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
A lot of people, a lot of Australians died.
So we.
A lot of New Zealanders died too.
So we every morning we.
Yeah, every Anzac. Every
April 25th, Anzac Day morning.
Every Anzac Day morning. Not every morning. Last year we got up, and we were up at like 5 o'clock.
You maybe, me every year.
Now, just on record, that was a mega flex.
Well, I try to go every year, but I've actually been to the main Anzac Day, which is down at the fort, the old military fort that we have down on the ocean, down near the ocean there.
Yep.
We had to, it starts at 4, right? Like, legit starts at 4. Armies are waking up, like the Australian Army and the New Zealand Army, they're waking up, they're about to march on. And,
so, yeah,
at break of dawn was when everyone started getting knocked down and whatnot. So,
Anzac Day is a bit poignant for me. I had an uncle in the Air Force during my life growing up, and his son is now in the Air Force too. So that's a bit of close to home and close to the heart for me.
Yeah.
Anzacs actually stands for something. So it's Australian New Zealand Army Corps.
Mm.
So that's where the word Anzac comes from.
And the Anzac biscuits.
Oh, what they are hearty biscuits that were made and sent all the way to the other side of the world for them to eat. So they're oats and golden syrup and...
Yep, good shit.
Yeah.
Especially when you're hungry. But, speaking of hungry, so the chicken palmy I had, right? So I do Google reviews as well. I've been doing it for a little while now, and I don't really give out 5-star reviews because no one's perfect. But if I was to give a really good review for this one, I do want to give it a 5-star, but I still have one issue with it. First things first, for $30, I got a palmy about this big, about the same size as my bloody face. It was filling as shit, right? And the cheese, perfect layer. It was thick. It didn't feel like it came off. The ham underneath it was great. The Napoleon sauce. So because of how big it is, the sauce was good as flavour. But that was it. It felt like it needed another layer of that sauce just to make it moist and juicy. The chicken was juicy, don't get me wrong. But it was almost like it had no sauce on it. The Napoleon was just a part of the meal. And I think that's what really let it down. The chips were great. The salad was really good.
And that's your personal opinion. You'll have a lot of people that would like it like this and not swimming in sauce.
Well,
so there's this thing of you get what you want, and the next person sitting beside you go, well, that's too sloppy. That's too. So it's a case.
It's always just my personal opinion.
Yes.
Right? I try and be honest, and I try and be as black and white as I can.
And if that's
it's not me trying to talk them down or say that they're shit, because I've had shitty fucking meals. But
but this is more of a if that's all that was wrong with it, there was nothing wrong with it. Just you're saying.
I'm still not going to give them a 5-star though.
Personally, that's not what you would if you made your own at home. How you would have.
Yep, exactly. It'd have to have a little bit more sauce on there for me to give it a 5-star.
But I think that's a really good way to review things too. I reckon 3 stars is mediocre, 4 stars is like top of the line.
Yeah, top of the line, yeah.
And if you give a 5-star, something amazing has happened.
Mm.
Now, from my first view of the menu today, they got 3 stars before I even got my food.
Is that just because of how many options are on there, or something else?
No, it came off the kids menu.
Yep.
Child who's gluten free,
yep.
Celiac, she's got no choice in the matter. Sucks. Not the life for a 10-year-old.
Right.
There was now most places are pretty good. You go and talk to them, they will give you an option, and usually pretty good. But there was 2 options that had labelled as they were the easiest ones to say, right, I'm a gluten-free person is eating these, can you
Yep.
both make it gluten-free? And the second thing was the fact that there was gluten-free gravy available. My child got to
Gluten-free
have...
gravy as well.
My
So
child
they
got
would
to-
have been using like the corn flour then, wouldn't they, for the gravy?
Don't know, should have asked, really needed to find out.
But it's not like your normal beef stock gravy like Maggie gravy that we have here.
Yeah, which is my favourite gravy, can't have it.
Oh, flavour-wise, it's lovely. But yeah, unfortunately, it's
So that was a big tick in
The
my
base,
box. I'm very thankful that the food came out and was amazing, like quality party in your mouth. It was fantastic. Even what I ate was great, even though it was the stock standard bacon, cheese, mushroom on chicken. Basically chicken jackpot. I don't know can't remember what they called it at that place.
Princess chicken.
Princess chicken, there we go.
And it looked like it was boiled. Like, it didn't look like it was pan-fried at all.
No, it
Or
was,
even steamed, maybe.
it was steamed. So I do know from a little bit of culinary
Training.
training and the nerdiness of watching YouTube. But I did do commercial cookery in my secondary school years. To make things quick in the kitchen, they will par cook. So basically steam, whatever, and then they will just sear it. Don't do this. Let me talk!
Sorry, go on. Go. Yeah.
Then they'll sear it, and then that's how your food comes out really quick and
Yep.
cooked really... because chicken takes ages to cook properly, but you get it within 10, 15 minutes. Like, there's tricks of the trade of why things come out like they do. But yeah, it was nice. But yeah, before we even got the food, my initial was like 3 stars, only for the options on the menu.
Yeah.
Having been able to have gravy while out was an absolute treat for a person that doesn't have very many options while eating out anymore.
Yeah. So basically, going back into it, so I do Google reviews, and currently I'm sitting at about 260,000. I think it's 260,000. Well, not every one of them has interacted with my posts or reviews and whatnot, but at least 260,000 people have at least clicked in to see my review. Because I do actual, like, proper briefing reviews. None of these, like, taste great or will go again. I actually add context to my review. And in order for me to get a 260,000 people viewing them, they've clicked my review to read it. So that is positive for me, and I feel like that's why I'm doing what I'm wanting to do right now with Yazall on Twitch, because I was helping people out. I'm a local guide on Google Maps, where if something, I get directions to somewhere that's wrong, I edit that, and generally I get approved straight away, just because of my accuracy. Right, that is going to be it for me image slide. So yeah, taste of bloody brilliant. I'm going to have an update I'm going to have a Google review for there at some stage. So that's why I've got the photo there for it. And you've pretty much had a summary of what I'm going to say anyway. So, yeah. Right, now.
You got in first. You've seen it, heard it here first.
Exactly. So, what's next on the list?
Yeah, so,
Hang on,
that's right.
hang
I'm
on.
sorry, I was telling you about buildings. So, different, like the museum on the corner, which is the Furphy Water Carters. So, in a pub here in town, there is a Furphy water cart end that's been restored, and because it's like a cool accessory in a pub to have on the wall.
Right.
And you today were like close to where the history of the Furphy water carters that were built in Shepparton actually their museum.
Yep.
So you were across the road from it today. But it didn't open till 10 and we were on a time crunch, and so we
Yeah.
had a lot of other things that we wanted to do. Where we turned last night was relatively close to a motor museum.
Which I wanted to go and do as well. That would have been awesome. It may not have been streamable because they may have had like a privacy thing of, you know, maybe that is regardless of where you're from, but the footage is.
But there was a chocolate place next door to it too.
Well, I wanted to go to that too, but anyway, as I was saying, the footage might have been seen as taking away from people wanting to go in there and look at it in person. Where if they can already see it online, then what's the point of charging people to go and have a look? Same with what I do with Cobden. I barely show you what's available there when I'm at the Cobden Pioneer Park, just because I don't want someone who's a local, right, catching on to that I'm doing this on stream, and they're like, well, I don't have to go in and have a look now. I don't have to pay a gold coin donation in order to get in. I'm just going to watch Dingo do it. So that's the main reason why it's always brief and only looking at me until I show you one piece of thing I like. And so don't hate me for that, but it's tactical because those people that would prefer to watch it on TV can donate to me and I'll do it. And I'll put that money into the Cobden Pioneer Park as it would have if they hadn't physically gone there. But until there's a need for that, and people would find it convenient for me to do that for them, then I'm not going to worry about it because it's going to be a private show. I won't be just doing it because someone's donated and then the next person doesn't have to because that person's paid for that person. So it's a charity event.
So essentially you're just taking them along for the ride for your adventures versus showing them exactly what's there.
Exactly. So I'm trying to leave it still mystique enough that you'll want to come and have a look yourself. Otherwise, I can do some sort of like paid Discord recording. So, you know, it's a $5 per group. Like 5 people, we'll say, is a family. One $5 note would get 5 people in that someone has to pay for. I'm not going to pay for you to watch it, right? If you just want to watch like a full tour, then I'll give you the full tour digitally for $5. That $5 goes to the Cobden Pioneer Park to pay for maintenance of the park.
Which essentially
I charitize my time for them, and so does Tinkerbell. She does charity work there. So the money's not mine, but it is going to them.
Well,
and who knows? We can develop this digitalize. We could digitalize tours with and still be paying.
Yeah, so $5 is actually the entry fee.
It is $5 the entry fee, and it's for the $5 payment, one payment for a family. So
that's so it just aligns with the if
Yeah.
you were there in person anyway, you'd be paying $5 to be able to
exactly
go
right.
go
So
go and wander
and that's
around.
why, like I said, I don't show you a lot because I'm not giving you free footage when it's a charity location. So they only get paid by charities and donations and things. So it's non-for-profit program, a place over here. And I'm not going to, cut them halfway. I'm not going to run ads, right, and do the whole the thing for them and make profit for myself. If I'm running ads, right, it's because you're coming with me looking at what I want you to see. But if you want to see it all, you give me $5, I give it to them, I'll take you for a tour privately on Discord, and you can get to see whatever you want for as long as you want, right? It's a $5 entry. How long you spend in there is entirely up to you. So, who knows, I'll talk to the head lady who's controlling the whole Pioneer Park situation, and we'll see if we can do something. But I want you on YouTube to put in your comments, say, I'm keen, and you put in I'm keen, right? So then when I'm looking through me chat, because I will read my chat, I do read my chat, I don't have very many comments in there, so it's pretty easy for me. But for every person that says I'm keen, or someone who wants to see a tour of the Cobden Pioneer Park. Maybe you are local and you just can't get out because you've got sore legs, or, you know, maybe you just find it difficult with day-to-day movement and you want to go there but you can't. I can be the avenue for you. For only $5, right, you will get a tour in the Discord, right? It won't be a recorded tour, like you won't be able to keep it because it's going to delete. It's going to be a live stream. It's going to happen and then it's going to stop existing. So if you want to do it again, you pay another $5, but it can be when it suits you, right? When the place is open, obviously, unless I can
And
talk to
believe
the...
me, you'll need to have a few goes because I'm still like learning. We go there every month, and I'm still learning every time I go there. And I had an interesting conversation this morning with a really good brains trust to all of this information. He worked for 25, 30 years for driving trucks for the milk factories. We were talking, eventually by the time he retired, he worked for 5 different factories. So
before I forget train of thought, so yeah, in Discord you'll get a full tour, you pay an extra $5, you go again, and it can be at any time that it suits you. However, that's if the place is open. But if I get in touch with the boss lady who controls the Cobden Pioneer Park and Progressive Cobden and whatnot, maybe we can spin it that I have access to a key where I go to the lady's house, grab a key on the day that a request has been made. It's a donation payment. We don't know. It may be because it's a exclusive after hours, you know, maybe it's a $10 donation, right?
Yep.
But you
$5
can
on
then...
the open day, more.
$5 on the open day, maybe, because, you know, like, the equipment and stuff there is privately owned, right? Some of the people have passed away and they're holding on to this, like they've given it to someone as a legacy to look after it. So there's got to be a lot of trust there, right? So you know, anyway, we don't know any values, but we'll work it out. But if that's something you want, just type in the chat, in the comments section, I'm keen. And then I'll get in touch with you, right? Maybe I can send you a private message or whatever and just say, hey, you know, what's your postcode, just so I know what area you're from so that we can get a statistic, right? I don't want to know your personal information, your name, your address, none of that. Just want to know the postcode of where you're from. So then we can say, right, so we've got one person from Canada, one person from America, 17 people from Australia. Like, I think it's just going to be an educational experience to know who's interested in history and culture. So, but anyway, we'll touch on this more as Dingo's Debrief or Dingo's... if you've got a cool name for my podcast, let me know.
Open to suggestions.
Open to suggestions. This is just, I'm debriefing. It's been a big weekend and it hasn't even started yet. It's currently Thursday.
It's been a big little over 24 hours.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's basically a debrief for this session anyway. So, we will be in touch more about it. But like I said, in the comment section, I'm keen. And that's all I need to know. And then I'll get in touch with you privately for that postcode information. Just so I can get some ideas and whatnot. I'll keep you then up to date with when we can do it. When we can do that private tour. And then we'll work out like the $5 transfer payment, which will be done through PayPal. There's like a 28-day cooldown for new payments towards me. But I will do the transfer immediately once it has been approved. Just because I don't want you to be paying and then... you ended up bloody pulling the funds away like you've made a mistake or something. You're like, yeah. So, yeah, basically we'll be booking in advance as payments need to be cleared before I can do it. Otherwise, once again, it goes back to the whole getting a video for free. But, yeah, next on, we're going to move on. It's been talking for a bit for that comment, but I'm keen.
Have you already sort of... segued over to your wanting to continue doing more of this?
Basically, yes. I started out at the start of the... at the start of this was all about how my recording equipment was shit. I do want to continue this. I didn't touch on it enough, but recording. When we're out doing IRL stuff and I'm driving around or whatnot, I'm just going to have it recorded. Like I said at the start, unless you find that you enjoy the content regardless of how it pops and crackles and whatnot. In order for me to improve what I can offer you,
Before I continue, getting into the dirty side of YouTube, which is money, any and all donations will be greatly appreciated, but not expected from any of yous. I'm happy for a slow roll when it comes to giving you more better content and quality content, but the quicker we get it done, the quicker you'll get better gear. So I'm okay with slow. If you're okay with slow, we'll get there in the end.
and you wanted to say something.
I was more going to say it's you're acknowledging that you want to make quality content, but this is the best quality you can give so far. You want to up your game, but to up your game you need more equipment. So eventually you will evolve and develop and
Yep.
and get better. And it's not because you're bad, it's just you're using what you've got and the equipment you have at the moment. So to be able to do this
In
the
order,
limited equipment you've got is actually
Yeah.
great. So if, like we were saying before, maybe, and we should have done it for the rest of our trip, but we didn't, is you sort of just went, oh, that's crap, I'm not going to do it no more. Maybe we should have put in the description of your thing, I am muted, please, if you feel comfortable, say hi, and I'll just unmute to say hi back, ask a
yeah,
question.
make it acknowledge the chat and whatnot.
And I was in the car too. I could have opened it up and I could have, by typing, interacted with you guys too, versus having you hear the terrible noise that was actually happening in your video.
Yeah.
So probably a bit of a shame that we didn't get the beautiful trip that we actually got home because we went a different way home tonight. One of my favourite, not maybe because I haven't been around too much, but for the places that I've been, it is one of my favourite drives.
Yeah.
There's some real beautiful sections
And then that's where it's going to that's where we're going to transition. But I do want to say one more thing about the whole continuing on with this thing. Like I said, donations would be greatly appreciated, and it cost me a lot of money to start doing this. Making sure that I had what I have available when I'm doing my stationary stuff. Right, I've got two cameras, but one of them's not mine now because I've set up Tinkerbell for her own.
Well, so yours to begin with, you stole it to start with.
I wasn't finished. I was getting there. Okay, so it wasn't her. It was her camera to begin with, but I've now given it back to her because, like, I had two cameras just to improve my content. But
And it did. It was great.
But now that I've convinced her to start her own YouTube channel, which is
What do we call it? Not just
Yarning and Tangled Ideas. So I'm just going to add a quick text on the screen here.
The story of Not Just Yarning and Tangled Ideas. So we've got a play on words with the not.
Which the algorithm on YouTube is currently suggesting fishing knots and boat knots. So don't get too confused. Knot as in, like woolen, you make a knot with wool and it's like, try and undo it because it gets tangled. So.
Yep. So then...
and yarning is just another abbreviation for like having a yarn, have a chat.
Yep. So, yeah, I don't know if anywhere around the world uses it, but I know Australia, we use yarn as a different name for chatting. And then the Tangled Ideas is...
another tangled sort of play on words about making a mess with the wool and the yarn and whatnot.
Well,
But Tangled Ideas is in, coming up with an idea of what you want to make. And there's so many different things you could make.
Yeah, so there's a bit of very... For just 5 words, it's got multiple fantastic meanings.
Oh, it has a lot of meanings. Yeah.
So I'm really happy with where we landed with calling it that.
Yeah.
It's got some great...
And if you join ! Discord on Twitch, it'll link to my Discord. Currently, there is not just Yarning or a Shirley's group or Tinkerbell's group. I don't know, which one?
I think it's under my name. And then,
Yeah, well, we'll change it again eventually. But yeah, you can actually join a Discord group that I've set up just for Tinkerbell. But for the time being, that's where you'll be able to interact with her, maybe have a chat, offer ideas, communicate about ideas.
Occasionally I take a photo and just show you what I'm working on, and I've just maybe just done a 10-minute stint here or a 10-minute stint there, or
Yeah, so videos will be edited by me until or at such a time where Tinkerbell chooses to take over, which is totally fair enough. That's fine with her. But yeah,
it might be a case.
videos
if we
may
help each other.
be few and far between, but they will happen.
It might be a case if we help each other out, like you're able to do editing, but you've got nothing to edit. You edit mine.
Yeah.
I've got nothing to edit, but you have.
And I can sleep in, then you can do my editing.
Oh, can of worms, can of worms.
Man, can of worms. So yeah, not just Yarning and Tangled Ideas is Tinkerbell's YouTube account at Not Just Yarning. It may be found with an at Not Just Yarning, but yeah, at the moment the algorithm isn't pushing her at yet. So Not Just Yarning and Tangled Ideas is this way to find her account. She does have one playlist at the moment, but
And I'm pretty impressed with it. Like, it's only been up, what, half a week?
right. And how many views have you got so far?
20?
20 views. So there is an interest in there, and if you're interested, then yeah, this is where you'll be able to. Like, she's not professional.
No.
It's all casual. She's maybe going to be doing some Twitch streaming at some stage or another. So keep posted in the Discord to find when that's going to happen. But yeah, so
Yeah, still 20, but yeah.
you know, she's got talent, and she does different types of knitting, sewing. Sewing machine's not working at the moment, so we'll get that working soon. But crochet, and then you've got that bloody hard ribbon pick thing you're doing with the image.
Oh, that's cross stitch.
Cross stitch, there's cross stitch as well. So it's like she's not completely limited to what she does, but you know,
Most crafty people are very.
she has a
broad spectrum.
yeah, a very broad spectrum sort of like. I don't feel like doing this. I'm going to start a new project and do this. I'm still trying to push her to make me a beanie, so she won't do it yet.
2.5 years and it's not done yet.
No, 2.5 years no
I did see
beanie.
a short the other day about when a crocheter says that they're going to make you something. Just be patient.
Yeah.
But you do have to wait the requisite 3 to 5 business years, and you might get it.
3 to 5
So
business years,
I
right.
thought that was really, really great. So just trust, and you will. I can't take credit for it. I have seen it somewhere else before, but I thought that was really amazing for that type of thing, and what Dingo was just talking about. He's waited 2.5 years now, so he's still got another 2.5 years before he can really complain that the requisite 5 business years has come through.
Dead air, silence. Dead air and silence. Keep talking.
You've lost me.
I'm just identifying this to show you what that was.
Oh,
That
okay.
that is that right there.
Yeah.
Right, so that's a feature. That's what I'm trying to point out to you.
Oh, yes,
right,
yep.
you now continue.
Yep, cool. Yes.
So, boom, just there. Now continue. Sorry, I broke her because I'm playing with OBS and changing shit, and she's listening.
He's having fun,
Yeah, go.
Oh, yeah, he's got another 2.5 years to wait for his 5 business years to be up.
Okay, cool.
But I don't need to worry at the moment because I do have a mum that makes a lot of things, and he has scored a few beanies.
I do. I've got 2 beanies. They're very thick beanies. It's like double layered or something. Really good for the cold. So when I'm doing my IRL snapper fishing,
Yeah, you've ordered it a couple of times actually.
yeah, it's gonna be good shit. All right, we're gonna move on to next topic. Next thing that we organised.
What did we say?
What are we up to?
We're up here. Well, that's right. As we were writing the list, we passed a huge maze.
Hang on, I want to do that one first.
Which one?
That one.
Oh, did you skip that one? 'Cause
No, you skipped that one.
How did we do that?
You said, because we were talking about getting...
Okay, busted.
Alright, so Castlemaine. We've got a place in Australia called Castlemaine. You were talking before about your favourite location, right?
Yep.
And then you just skipped mine. So my favourite location is actually Castlemaine, right? Castlemaine produces rock candy, right? I'm not sure the process. It's like flour and sugar, and they roll it and they freeze it, and then it becomes really hard and crispy. Well, anyway, Castlemaine are world known for their rock candy, and it is called Castlemaine Rock. And on our way home, it turns out we were able to go through Castlemaine. And I remember...
didn't tell him that. He found that out on our way as we were getting closer. He's like,
oh, we're going to Castlemaine. Cool. And then I'm like, by the time we actually get there, it'll be closed. I buy the Castlemaine Rock from the Milk Bar in Castlemaine. But you made a good point. Like, Castlemaine is no longer just Castlemaine. It's so spread out now. We drove straight through it. I didn't even realise. I remember seeing the pub at the corner.
Yep.
Right? And the pub, I remember, because the Milk Bar is just down the road from that.
Oh, is that...
But I totally missed it.
As in, like, is that the Milk Bar you're on about in that...
So you've got that old building, then the pub to the right of it,
yep.
And as you go around that corner,
well,
there's a Milk Bar on that right-hand side of the road just down the street.
Yep.
And that's where I used to buy my jar of Castlemaine Rock.
Oh.
But anyway,
yep.
And that's the only candy I eat. I don't eat lollies, I don't eat the soft jellies, I don't eat any of the hard candies. If it's not the Castlemaine Rock or like rock candy, where I can just suck on it, I don't worry about it. But chocolate, big fan of chocolate.
Well, we passed a mill too.
And we passed the chocolate joint when we were in fucking Shepparton. Anyway.
And we passed the mill on the way.
Definitely going to need a list on paper, because I'm sick of having to unlock the phone. But anyway, enough touching on the Castlemaine, because Castlemaine's just an awesome town, I love it. Second would be Bundaberg Rum. Bundy. Because I went and seen the Bundy Bear and the Bundaberg Rum Mill, and I want to go back and do that again. That was sick.
So as we were writing the list, we were past this huge maze.
Yes, apparently this is a really huge maze. Like there's
it's been around since my childhood. I remember passing it when I was a kid. I think I actually went there, but I don't remember doing it.
It's almost like one of them, highway rest stops, where you can just pull over and chill out and relax and whatever. But yeah, it turns out there's a giant maze. We didn't go in because it's getting dark, and I didn't want to be like that scene in Harry Potter where the hedges start to eat people.
Oh, you didn't want to do the Triwizard Cup?
I didn't want to do the cup, whatever. What was that called?
Triwizard Cup.
Triwizard Cup. That's right. I didn't want to be Edward Cullen.
Edward. I don't know about his. What's his name? He's Cedric Diggory.
Cedric Diggory.
In the movie, and when he actually only did that movie, then he went over to Hollywood and became
Edward Cullen
from
Twilight. Anyway, I just realised that we can just turn that off now because we're off topic. Yeah. No, I don't think we'd be doing any good in a hedge maze or even in a forest maze at dark. And it was coming on dark, and they probably wouldn't even recommend it because you can get lost. You probably could. And there'd probably be some like posted signs in there like call some such a number and they'll help you out, whatever. But
oh, you got to shoot.
I was more keen about getting home because it had been a long day.
I would more say shoot up red flames, because that's what you have to do in. But this maze has been around since before Harry Potter too. So this was it was actually
good enough anyway. What else have we got? So first time experiencing this. You're probably best to explain this. I'm going to go to the toilet.
So not far from where we were at the maze, there was an issue. I can't remember exactly what the issue was. And you've got to stand up yourself and sort of say no to things. So protesting about things. Farmer actually made off a hill, and you can see from miles away. So instead of just having it on a billboard, he actually put his protest on the side of a mountain. Yeah, so, you know, like you're a good, 5-10 k's away from the mountain.
Yeah, it was all burnt into the ground. Like, maybe he's updating it or something, because, like, it would have been a few cycles by now.
Yeah, so it's, yeah, everyone else was having, like, placard, back in when the real issue was happening, had placards and everything on their fences, so you could see it when you're driving past. This one was, you can see it for ages on the side of this mountain. So we won't get into what it was, but it was just a protest. Whatever.
A protest of a situation that was occurring, and all in that area, and yeah, no, good on him, because
you know,
it's clearly it clearly worked, because the particular issue that we're not going to mention
doesn't seem like it's happened.
It doesn't appear to have taken over the situation. So here in Australia, if you protest hard enough, you're going to win. Sometimes.
But at very least, you open eyes up and people hear about and you start conversations.
Yeah, exactly right. What else we got?
So the dividing range. So Australia.
Oh, fucking the dividing range. That's weather and climate, and you know how like I do like me storm chaser, right? And we were on the rock, taking a scenic shot. I've got a YouTube video of that. Watching the clouds and the rain and whatnot. But there's this giant mountain, a dividing range mountain ranges.
And it goes like up through New South Wales.
And it goes up through New South Wales. But we hadn't even gotten anywhere near the New South Wales border. It was just enough for you to actually notice the difference in climate change.
But north of Victoria is north of the range, south of Victoria is south of the range.
Exactly.
So it changes the climate.
Well, anywho, like we had really nice 20-degree day in Shepparton today. Warm enough that you didn't even need a jumper. Like, you could have been wearing thongs.
I was.
You were. And I wished I had thongs too, because I had a pair of me All-Stars. And they were uncomfortable after a while. But we had an issue where we came from a really nice warm area, and you can just feel the difference as you're going down the mountain, heading into South Victoria.
You have to take into account it was getting later too. So
it was getting later, but I feel like it didn't play too much effect on that.
No.
Because it felt like we went from 20 degrees during the day to about 16, 15 degrees as it's starting to get sunset. And then once we're down through South Victoria, down into South Victoria, it's gone from 16 down to 10.
Yep, so because we're in a green drought at the moment, I couldn't show you something, and it was getting dark. But if you were coming home, all the way home in the daylight, there's actually something you can see right through. And that is on the side of the road, the grass getting greener. You actually literally watch it change colour as you head south. It just shows you, like, even just a couple of 100 kilometres, big changes, and it's that dividing range. Like, I didn't know it as a kid, but that dividing range is what causes it, that climate shift. All I knew was that as I was driving up, things were getting drier, and as I was coming home, things were getting greener.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, next time we'll have to check that out. What else have we got?
On the dividing range and stuff, I learnt something this morning. I was at a school drop-off earlier in the week, and there was a Black Maggie. So instead of having the white on the top and just black bottom, so like a white, his white back, that's what you see mostly is white. There was a Black Maggie. I thought, oh yeah, that might have been just a genetic mutation or something. Well, anyway, I found out this morning that Black Maggies are north of the dividing range. and white ones are south. Doesn't mean they're not going to fly down and come here, but yeah. So that was an interesting trivia knowledge that was imparted on me today.
Yeah, right.
So then, we did talk about Castlemaine, so we're going to scale back and go back to another town.
Yeah, like I said, it's not in order of what we did, but it's more about what we wrote down at the time. So next time it will be in order of events.
So, because we were already past this town by the time we decided to do this and write a list, and I didn't go back and sort of put it back in order. So, Bendigo. Growing up, I went through up to this place all the time as a kid. 3, 4, maybe 5 times a year. I've always admired in the main CBD of Bendigo the buildings.
Right.
There's so many beautiful 1850s, what you see essentially depicted in the movies.
Yeah.
You could literally do a movie in Bendigo and use these buildings to pretend that you're back in that era.
Yeah.
And they are grand, they are beautiful, and I only found out recently from watching a YouTube video that the reason they are so grand is because of the gold rush in the 1850s. Bendigo was quite a wealthy, developing, I would say town at the time, or I don't know what they used back then, but a very developing...
That's the gold rush era though.
Yeah. And as we were talking about it, we were driving through and I knew there was this beautiful church, and you're actually lucky to see it now because there used to be buildings in that spot that you can now see off the main road.
Yeah.
But what was your response when you finally saw that church?
Oh, it was majestic. Churches in here, they look like, actually I have a good example of what church I'm talking about. So, generally a church doesn't look like it's well funded. It looks like it was government funded building built to minimum standards. One image that they had was like, here you go, here's the church type we can build for you. Do you like the look of it? Cool, we're doing it, right? But it looked as if like Picasso, right, built this church. You know the church from what's the name of the fucking movie? That Sheila, the fucking turns the head around. Stephen King movie, I think it is.
Is that the doll or the...
No, the Sheila, the Exorcist. Exorcist, right? Old school movie, but you know, at the end of the film, the priest throws himself out the window because he's actually absorbed the demon. Anyway, cut a story short, that church, old, very gothic, very big, right? This thing was almost like the Pope would have been happy to prayer in this church. It was huge. It was monstrous. It was 2 stories for a single story church. It was that tall. It looked like they had spent a lot of money.
It is on a hill too, so that's what it...
It makes it look like it's touching the sky, but no, there was one tower. Like it was a bell tower that doesn't have a bell in it. But
The spear,
huge narrow windows, and just reaching to the heavens. This thing was huge. I want to get another... I'll bring it up. I'll get an image of it one day and I'll let you have a look at it. But
I think it might be better if
it was incredible. You can even Google it. You'll probably see a decent shot of it. But it is a marvel of architecture and the styling. The whole town is just done with this level of
Grandeur.
Grandeur, yeah, grandeur. That's the word.
Yep. It's like I said, I went there a lot growing up. We would be there all the time, and I loved the buildings, but never knew the significance of how they came about and how they were, why and how they got them, and
Yeah.
But I should have put two and two together because I know about the 1850 gold rush. I know about all of that as well. So
I never knew Bendigo had a gold rush. I knew
Ballarat.
Ballarat, which is what's that place?
Sovereign Hill,
Sovereign Hill, right?
which is essentially what the Cobden Pioneer Park is too. So
Yeah,
similar concept.
it's called Sovereign Hill because it's like the sovereign times when they were during the gold rush and whatnot, mining and all that good stuff. But I don't know why I struggle all the time to remember. It's called Sovereign Hill. But anyway, yeah, I see growing up doing schooling and whatnot. I only believe I was taught about Ballarat and Sovereign Hill
Yeah, well,
being a gold rush time. But Bendigo did better than Ballarat did.
well, not better. Like Ballarat has got some really grandeur buildings in their CBD.
Well,
too.
maybe Bendigo just was more flamboyant when it came to a bit more. Nah,
Flamboyant's not the right word, but I
no,
know where you're trying to go with
they
it.
were like, "Hey, let's just splash out real quick. Is get it all done. Like, we have this stack of money here. Let's make sure it's in that person's pocket and let's get it done."
Yeah. So another thing with it's probably a tangent, but the whole 1850s Sovereign Hill, the Eureka Stockade. Now, over time, the more you learn and stuff, but
Yeah.
watching a show about a celebrity's ancestor and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I actually learned that people from England were shipped to Melbourne and they walked by foot from Melbourne to Ballarat to help with the unrest that happened in light of the Eureka Stockade.
Right.
But the Eureka Stockade only lasted 2 hours. And this, the particular ancestor that was marching missed the stockade by half a day. I've taken you to the site of the Eureka Stockade one day when we went into town and parked and we went for that walk. So you've actually stood at the location, the Eureka
Well,
Stockade.
did you know that Sovereign Hill is still an active gold mine?
Yes.
They still have miners mining underneath Ballarat right now. There is legit still gold being mined out
Well,
from that town.
There's been
I mean, it's on a bit more of an engineering, industrial scale now, rather than panning for gold. But
yep, there's actually been quite a good nugget found.
but
by,
how would they deal with that? Like, I don't want to get into the topic, but is it
Yeah.
privately owned land sales?
Don't know. You know how we noticed?
Because I know, I know there's TV shows where they go opal mining and that.
Yep. So, you know, where I went. Oh, you know, we won't name the place, but he'll know what I'm talking about. That building that keeps popping up in towns at the moment that we sort of go, oh, what? Another one of them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was being built.
Yeah.
Well, across the road from that was another tourist attraction. I actually wouldn't mind taking you to. I've been there. I haven't done all of it. There's actually extra bits you can do in there
Yeah.
too. But it was the there's a you can actually go and be taken down into an old mine and see what the I know it's safe, but you can get a feel of conditions that miners actually.
Well, like I said, I've done the Sovereign Hill and I've been down there. They had a fake parrot in a cage or whatever for the oxygen and the gas. But yeah, like I've been down into both of them. There was 2 mines. There's 2 mines at Sovereign Hill, and one of the mines is the English mine, and then there's a mine that was basically like exclusive Chinese mine. when the Chinese came over and they started mining in Ballarat as well.
Oh, that brings me on to another point.
But
I'll let you
the
finish
the stories connected to the mines are fake, because they to build up information about the mines and whatnot. Generally, they're fake, but it was true. They were segregated mines,
Yes, yes.
so you weren't allowed to be a white person and an Asian person in the same mine.
So
And one bloke, apparently, like I said, it could be a fake story, but one bloke ended up getting like a nugget about this big out of the Chinese mine, and I bet all them white people got a bit salty.
yeah,
Because they're like, oh no, that's your mine, stay there.
yeah. So on that whole Chinese thing, I know this, but Bendigo has another, like, not far from the nice buildings and the big park, a bit of a memorial to the Chinese heritage that came from the gold mine era.
Yeah.
And every Easter, there's an Easter festival that happens in
Right.
Bendigo, and they have one. It's, I think, the largest ceremonial dragon.
Oh, you were telling me about this, yes.
So,
But that's in a museum, so we had to
yeah,
check it out.
but it comes out into the street. So again, like Bingo said before, Google it. You might be able to see it. The dragon head, and then the tail that gets carried by people.
like the actual year of the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's but it is a ceremonial dragon that comes out into the street.
Yep.
And I don't know how big the building is, but the head is pride of place, and the body is just wrapped around near the roof that you can see right around the whole building. That's the museum.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to actually, again, I can't tell you where I seen it, but it was off a YouTube video. Same one where I found out about the where the grandeur and why they built what they did.
Yep.
It was a very interesting. Yeah, so don't have a discount. Somewhere you've been a lot too.
Yep.
There's always so much more you can learn. Like
Yeah, exactly.
I grew up visiting that city a lot, and I'm still learning. Like, there's a place that I still want to go to. There's the it's like a science museum.
Right.
I want to go there. Like I've got, maybe we've got a list of things of where we want to go.
There'll be a whole heap more IRL going on adventures and taking us along with us that I want to achieve, and that's why there was 2 times. Start of the stream, I want to get better equipment, and then to continue, which I mentioned earlier.
Or again, there'll be
like,
times where we'll leave it and just.
We're going to do the best, but yeah, we might just do a debrief where we have photos and videos that we can show you. But yeah, we definitely want to take you on more adventures. So hit the subscribe on the YouTube if you want to keep posted. This will be on its own, like you're watching it, so it will be on this channel. Okay, exclusive to this. You'll also see my Twitch VODs uncut, all unedited. It could be 9 hours of content. It might take ages for me to upload it. I may have to upload it into segments even, but I'm going to do it with all unedits. And if you want to watch a edited version, more broken down to about 20 minutes, maybe 40 minutes worth of content, there'll be some in the description. Highlights. There'll be a link to my other channel and whatnot, and yeah, a link for Tinkerbell as well. But we'll get to that. We're almost finished with this debrief anyway, so we'll get there. Right. Boat update. Right, so boat update. Alright, everyone's been hanging out for this boat update right to the end, you know.
You didn't even carrot them with it.
Huh?
You didn't even carrot them with it.
No, because the people who really care are still here, and they're waiting for the boat update. Right, so, boat update. We recently bought new fuel line. We did have water wings on it. right? So it had water keeping the engine cool. We turned on the boat, choke on full, turn on the boat, motor starts instantly. Choke off straight away, not even a warm up, and it idles. Right, so the motor idles. Now it's not under load. We don't have it in water. We don't know if it's going to handle being able to idle while in the water. Because
But it is
when
idling on land when it wasn't idling on land.
well, that we don't know, right? Because when I went and checked, I don't remember seeing if he had the choke completely off.
No.
Right. So anywho, when the choke is on, the motor is slowly turning the prop. I don't know, maybe it's just like an in gear or neutral gear thing, right? So if that's going to be affected by the water, then it means it's not going to idle, right? And then we may need to get a carby adjustment, and that's going to cost us a little bit, but that's what we're going to do. Bought new terminal clamps, so now it's a universal. You can put universal batteries in there instead of just flat pin terminal batteries. I got a new switch to fix me depth finder button, my lever, which I'm going to do this weekend. And I reckon if I can book in for my license, my boat license, we'll be out in the boat in the next 2 weeks. Hoping for. So, we'll just see how we go with that. But fingers crossed, everyone. We'll be doing some fishing out in the boat.
That's still a tentative time frame, but it's closer than what it was last week.
It's closer than what it was last week. So the time frame's still to be adjusted depending on what when I can get it done. But that's basically the boat update for today. It's good. The boat is fine. So
I was just looking at your what's that thing called? Can holder.
Can holder, yes.
And are you watching tomorrow night?
What's on tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night is your team.
Geelong versus what? I didn't see it.
Hawthorn.
Hawthorn. Yeah, so tomorrow night I will be watching the AFL
Basically,
during stream, but if you want to watch, there'll be a link. You can do !! Discord, jump in the link, go to the VODs and video. No. VOD and video channel on my Discord channel. I renamed it because I don't really talk to anyone in there anyway. So it's been renamed. No one communicate. The microphone's not required. When you see this, it'll probably be too late. But if you're watching back on Twitch, it's happening on the 19th of the 19/9. Is that what we are?
you're in the 9th, and it's...
Yeah, 19/9. So 19/9 Australian Eastern Standard Time. I'll keep you posted on what time that starts for the footy if you want to watch. But you'll be able to watch on Discord. But I've removed all mic privileges except moderators, and so you can't talk, but you can watch.
So he's not a big watcher, but when it gets to the tail end and your team's sort of looking at getting into the grand final, you kind of get a bit more excited and into it.
Yep, exactly.
So this game is
the semi-finals. This is basically the last match before
the grand final.
The grand final. So this is going to let us know if Geelong are going to be in it or not. And if the Geelong are in it, then bloody brilliant. If not, then that's my end. That's my season done. So, all right, and
you're not going to do a grand final if your team's not in it.
Maybe, but
he's not one of those types. Like if his team was in it, he'd be more excited for it.
Exactly right. Yeah. So that'll be happening now.
We did do a bit. We probably jumped the gun a bit, and we did a lot of it before, but it wasn't really updates. It was just more talking about my stuff. So
yeah. So last but not least, topic on the list is Tinkerbell's account, Discord, what she's been up to with the wool, crafting and whatnot, and, how everything's been going with her as a debrief. So how's it all been going with you?
I've sort of picked up, if you go into the Discord, that my channel, I've been throwing in a few pictures of what I've been up to. Didn't think our head through too much. We probably could have put it up here today, but we can do that next time. Start having a bit of a folder of next times.
Yeah.
So, I've got about 2 or 3 projects on the go at the moment. I've got my knitting, I've got a crochet project that's got things like we call them mile a minute strips. They're really easy takeaways. I'm actually quite disappointed in myself. You could have been watching me do whatever rather than just sitting here. I could have been working away
Yeah.
with what I do, and I could have shown you how quick it can actually be to actually achieve something. So you don't have to, yes, a project, if you add it all the time up together, can take a long time to finish. But if you do a 10-minute spurt here and a 10-minute spurt there, and there's certain parts of a project that are good takeaways when you're out and about, and some are definitely home only parts of a project. Some projects are home only projects regardless. But we'll go to my Tangled Ideas now, that I'm more of a, oh, that'll look good like that, let's do, and I struggle to finish a project. I'm more of a what if, or that'd be really good, or I really like that idea, and so I do it, and then I come up with another idea, I'm like, oh, and I get...
So do you do like do you break down your job once you've achieved that? Wow, what would it look like? Do you end up just pulling it apart and using that material for another thing, or do you plan on going back to it?
Sometimes I do I'm starting to think maybe take photo of proof of said project, because if you give it away, you're not going to see it again anyway.
Yeah.
So why not just pull it apart and not see it again at the same time? So
Right.
that is another way to drop the cost of your hobby. Like you said,
so just reuse the material once you've reached your peak.
Yeah. But when you cut and shut, you are going to make your life more difficult. Long change colourways are not really easy to do that with, but sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. You could waste your materials doing it as well.
Yeah.
But maybe I need to be a bit more oversharey with what I do, how I do it.
Well, even, what I reckon is you don't have to do a tutorial, but more so what you are doing, just like I do with my cooking strip, where I tell people what I'm doing, so then I can always go back and do that again or recreate it myself.
Yeah, so essentially, at the moment, because I've got projects on the go, maybe I need to bring them in on the development stage, like the planning, the when it's in my head.
Tangled Ideas?
Yeah, that's what I mean. When it's in my head, bring you from the first, yep, that's how I'll do it, this is how I'll do it.
The idea development to the material choice to the actual knitting or sewing or
and sometimes
crafting
sometimes it's backwards. Sometimes
if you're starting something, then you realise what you want to turn it into.
Sometimes you could be walking through a store and I'm like, that colour is amazing. I'm buying it, no with buts or maybes, because if I come back tomorrow, it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah,
I'm picking it up. It's and then a project will come from that as well. So very similar. Quilters will probably have a good idea about this too.
Do you do quilting?
Yes. Well, I'm trying to.
Well, we need some fancy blankets.
Oh, that's a sore.
You know what?
That's a sore point at the moment, but we won't get into that. You understand the sore point on that. That's a hard one at the moment.
But I think we could put something in the air that, you produce actual products. You don't have to be going through a company to make you products to sell. So if this actually takes off for you, you could be knitting products that people can, like 50,000 followers or whatever, and then you're like, right, my $50,000 my $50,000 follower blanket that I've been working on for last 4 years or whatever. Here you go. Random number poll who's been following me for the longest. Go into a grid.
So, a particular channel that got me not into quilting. I've always loved it. Again, sore point reason why, but there was a channel that I watched, found out that beautiful lady that had got me into it also watched her.
Excuse me.
She was actually encouraged by her son to tutorial how she has taught other people in their circle of family, friends. Possibly she probably done workshops, and her son's gone, you need to YouTube this, mum, and started videoing her. And you knew that the quilts took ages to make because her nails would change colour. She'd get her nails done, it was all pretty and all that, and you'd be watching her do one portion of and you're like, well, she's obviously put that down for about 2 weeks or something, because then her nails were a different colour, or you could see that they'd grown out but they're still on there. And so it was a really good way to teach you that it's not a quick process. Yes, it looks quick because they're showing you it in a half an hour video.
Right.
But time wise, it's there's life and everything that gets in your way, and if you get time to do it. And so what they would do is that any quilt that was made for a video, a quilt that was made, say, a few videos earlier would be brought up, and they would have it as a raffle, I don't know how, I can't remember how they did it, but you had to log in and sign up and put things. But I don't think I'd go that deep, but you saying what you said reminded me of that. And
see, I've got no talent like that. I don't have the ability to offer personal products. I can come up with personal ideas and then have someone craft that for me to be able to pass it on as rewards for milestones and things. For I don't know, once someone subscribes for a year or whatever, then bam, they get a free reward from me for my appreciation for them sticking around for so long. Even if they can't be a part of the stream all the time or whatnot, they still gain that respect from me with a token of my gratitude. And you be able to craft something that someone's watched you craft, to receive that is like a personal gift.
yes.
Rather than me having someone make something to give it to you.
So, of course, in your different circles, they've got, quilters, are you quilt worthy? Are you, so to have a quilt in my house that's been lovingly made for my daughter, by my auntie, that says to me how much we mean to her.
Yeah.
That my daughter was quilt worthy to make a quilt for.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's
a difficult conversation to have, I understand, but we can move on from that.
yeah, no, it's not that. It's trying to say about how.
Well, what do you plan on showing the next couple of days? Anything? Any plans for the viewers? Do you plan on doing another long play recording? Speaking of which, with the recording, so
I'm thinking maybe show and tell. I've got something in the house.
You want to do show and tell of products you're doing, or what you have planned for?
Maybe they're not technically what I'm doing because I haven't touched them for a very long time. But maybe
Maybe a craft wall tour. Even, yeah.
I probably wouldn't tour it at the moment. Maybe I might cherry pick out and more show and tell than tour.
Okay.
But yeah, I've got a few projects that have been in storage.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's what I can see about 3 there, straight up, without looking too hard. There's one in the house.
That is the crafty wall of all the of all her, not just yarning and tangled ideas, supplies and things. So you'll be getting
You're actually technically seeing the not crafty wall part. It's all above the Dingo's wording and up.
I'm sorry. Did I make a mistake? Did I?
No.
That one container right along there has got some wool and stuff in there. Am I not right?
Oh wow.
That horizontal.
Actually, that's actually got a, unless it's been pulled out. I don't even know the technique. I actually want to go get it out because if it's what I think it is.
You can get it out, but we're just about finished here, so.
Cool, we can do that.
Yeah. All right, so, you plan on doing a show and tell?
Yeah.
At some stage, so keep an eye out on that. YouTube, maybe. Like I was saying before, she's been doing shorter videos, but she wants to put them together. Now, I'm hoping it's not always going to be like that because that's going to add too much time, too much delay, and it's going to be when are we getting content. So, I'm not saying you have to smash them out one every day.
No.
Like, I've stopped from doing one every day because I haven't produced anything that's worthy leaving on YouTube. This is worth on YouTube. My stream VODs will be done on YouTube now. They're going to be on their own separate channel because I don't want my main channel to have the uncut stuff. Because if there's something in here that I would have cut out, it will affect that channel. And that channel is where I want all my premium tier stuff, but all my raw footage like this is going on there regardless of any edits. And if it gets demonetized, if it gets whatever, I don't care. It's just raw footage, right? My main channel is where I want all my premium tier stuff. But if you want to watch it all raw and it gets, because Twitch 7 days, right? And then the content disappears and stops existing. So I want to start saving all of that, putting it on there, mint. Yeah, so put some videos together. Maybe do a stream at some stage. I'm going to help her out, do a stream, set up something or whatnot. Teach her how to manage OBS, you know, so she can turn on things like that. Maybe even turn off, you know, I'll fly her through it in the first half of her stream or whatnot. But yeah, we'll try and get you a little bit more interacting with a few more different people, and makes it easier to have a chat when people are chatting back to you.
Yeah, well, I sort
like,
of found
I've developed the ability to just look, and I'm basically looking at myself, but I can look at the camera too. I've gotten better at looking at the camera and talking directly at the camera, where
I've noticed I've probably been very on
you're
camera
looking at me a lot.
Yeah,
but we're not criticising right now.
No,
I'm doing my exit here.
No,
okay?
I'm criticising
Hang
myself
on.
here.
We'll get there, right? So, anyway. Thank you very much, everyone. My future looks like I'm going to be sitting down back in my normal seat doing some gaming. IRL fishing happening in a couple of weeks from now. Hopefully I'm out in the boat. Travel videos are on hold at the moment, so any video recording may or may not be streamed.
And if they are, it'll be muted.
And if they are, it's probably going to be muted, but you can always text me and I'll unmute and you'll be able to hear it until I can come up with a solution to prevent interference from the microphone. I want to get little fancy microphones, but anyway, I'm dragging it out too much here. So keep an eye out on Discord. I've got a great Discord community. It's very small, but it's great. Check out Tinkerbell's group on my Discord, !Discord. Get the free link, you join in, have a chat. Check out hers, we'll work out her own Discord at some stage. Streaming IRL soon. This Dingo's Debrief is going to be happening a little bit more regularly, maybe once a week, once every fortnight, something like that. Once we get some, some
Reasons.
content to talk about, reasons. But yeah, I reckon this has been a exciting event today. It's been just me and Tinkerbell talking. We haven't had anyone in chat today, but that's fine. I've had a really good time, and I hope you have too. If you like what you're seeing, hit the subscribe button, give me a like. In the comments section, type in "I'm keen" if you want me to do any of the Compton Pioneer Park private video sessions. They will be paid for, but the payment that you send will be going to a non-for-profit organisation to keep all the equipment and stuff. We'll talk more about that in the future once I've actually had a chat with the boss. But yeah, that's it from me. Would you like to say anything before you leave?
No, I think just being on camera has been enough
For the night?
for the night. Yes.
Alright, so thank you very much everyone. Hit subscribe, like button, follow on Twitch if you want to come over to Twitch, twitch.tv/TheDraconian88. I'll be happy to see you all again in my next live stream, and I pretty much stream every day except Friday, maybe Saturday, Sunday. So, I hope to see you all then, but until then, bye for now.